Saving with SquareTrade now. Visit SquareTrade.com. That's SquareTrade.com.
It's time for the Playmaker Spotlight with Executive Coach and Vistage Chair, Dick Smith.
Well, welcome once again to the Playmaker Spotlight, the part of Get Down to Business where we speak to CEOs and business owners and share their stories and their best practices with you. Playmakers is brought to you in part by Vistage, the world's largest CEO advisory board organization, and I am your host, Dick Smith, a award-winning chair for Vistage International and a CEO business coach. And talk about sharing stories with you tonight. I'm so pleased to have as our guest tonight on our program. His name is Kahn, and he's got such an exciting entrepreneurial success story. And I can't wait for you, our listeners, to hear it. He's Hamas's president and CEO of Subco Foods, headquartered in West Chicago with operations in Wisconsin. So I'm going to read from his newsletter a little bit. Since 1925, Subco is a full-service private label and contract packaging company. Subco Foods Incorporated has worked with Fortune 500 companies, supplementing their supply chain while keeping costs low and quality high. Their two facilities are capable of handling a wide variety of dry food products in assortment of package types. Their multiple capabilities include custom packaging, blending, pouching, filling jars, cans, bulk filling, net weighing, and more. Kahn, President and CEO of Subco Foods. Welcome to Playmakers.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Dick.
You're very welcome. So, Subco's story is especially motivating and shows all of us that the American dream is really still possible and still alive. So could you tell our audience a little bit about your story coming to in 1967 from born in India and from Pakistan, and take it from
right. So I migrated, or I came to the United States to really study in 1967. Went to Oklahoma State University and did my undergraduate in mechanical engineering and master in industrial engineering. Met my wife for 45 years. After I graduated from there, I did work in summers to put myself through school and work for CTA as a bus driver.
No kidding.
And it was that I never been to Chicago before. I didn't have a driver license, and but they were very kind to help me and train me, and I passed the test. And so I drove CTA bus for 4 years to put myself through college.
Oh, for crying out loud.
And so anything is possible, I guess.
So you said a lot of people have helped you with opportunities. Tell us a little more about that.
Absolutely. Along the way, I really must say this is the greatest country ever. If you're willing to work hard and somewhat smart, you can accomplish anything. And I feel that it's still really available, although a lot of people feel that time has passed. I don't believe that's really true. So anyway, after I finished school, I came to Chicago because I knew about this place. Worked for Kraft, Oscar Mayer, learned a lot of high-speed packaging, and then I joined Kellogg after there to learn a little bit of management style in addition to engineering.
Did you move to Battle Creek? Or
no, they had a division here in Franklin Park that food service.
I got it.
And they gave me opportunities starting from director of engineering to the plant manager and general manager, and really learn all aspects of business. Again, it's going back to wanting to learn and want to really get involved in all aspects and learn all aspects of business. And they asked me to sell that company, and we sold that to Best Food. At that point, I decided to go on my own and actually bought a small company out of Chicago. And since then, really have worked hard and acquired companies, one in Shipwagon, our competitor, and then another one about 4 years ago called Wagner Food by Oak Brook, which make liquid product like pancake syrups and Bloody Mary mixes and so forth.
So how many years have you been at the head of Subco now?
20 years, over 20 years.
And you've grown it to how many employees? And
we started from like 15 to now we're about 200.
Wow, good for you. That is the American dream. And what geographic areas do you cover in terms of your products?
We cover nationwide in the United States, but recently because American food is so popular internationally, that we are going to Canada, we are going to India, we are going to UAE, Saudi Arabia, Colombia, and Panama.
So Tell us a little bit, how does you do a lot of private label branding.
Yes.
You have your own label.
Right.
What is called Orchard Foods?
Orchard Park.
Okay, and what kinds of foods do you label there?
So our product, which is really growing fast, is pancake syrups, Bloody Mary mixes, drink mixes, gelatins and puddings. So we do both dry and liquid products.
Gotcha. And how do you differentiate? What's different between your company and the products and private label branding that you do to your competition? How do you serve the customer?
Well, that's a really great question, Dick. I feel that we are much nimble with our customer. We like to learn what their problems are, how we can assist them to solve those problems. If I can give you a quick example of it, I got a call from a multi-billion-dollar company. I would say they're about over $20 billion.
Wow.
And they said, look, we want to sell this item for $1. It has 8 ounce, and we can't meet the price point. And nobody want to do anything different than what people are doing. I said, how about going to 7 ounce? And they say, that's fine. Guess what? Just that one little change gave us about $6 million.
Instead of being so rigid, no, we can only do it as 8 ounces. You figured the solution. Good for you. Good for you. So if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Get Down to Business Playmaker Spotlight, brought to you in part by Vistage International, the world's largest CEO and business owner private advisory board organization. And we're talking to Kahn, president and CEO of Subco Foods. So, what do you feel your ideal customer looks like? Who do you best serve? I mean, there are companies way bigger than yours. You're not small, but you're not huge.
You're right. Most of our customers are Fortune 500 companies. We're business to business. So we really are working with retailers.
Can you mention some names?
Yeah, we work with Aldi. Aldi is very innovative, very, very high quality. We are moving toward all natural ingredients. So we work with other as well. But we also do contract packaging. We work with Kellogg to make their products, a lot of other people.
Tell me about it's a family business. You started it, but you've got children in the business, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, my son, actually, he went to Loyola University and got a bachelor in computer science, so he is our technical guy.
There you go.
He does all of that for the last 10 years.
Custom development software stuff.
Yes, right. And then my daughter, who actually went to Northern and got her bachelor, master in education, now she is our director of innovation, and she's really learning the business to hopefully take over one day.
Maybe 5 years from now,
yeah,
perhaps?
Maybe.
You're sailing off to Tahiti with your wife and enjoying your 50th anniversary.
I'd love that, yes.
So let's talk a little bit 3 to 5 years down the road. So what does the company look like? Do you have a vision for it? Is it a vision that your daughter and son subscribe to and the other leadership team?
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like our liquid side of the business is really growing faster than dry side. And we see ourselves a much bigger company in pancake syrups and all the liquid products, drink mixes. And it's really one of the things we're trying to do is provide healthy food with no artificial anything, as well as convenient. So that's kind of our goal is, and we feel that really business will grow.
So there's a lot of change in food packaging and the food industry in general. How does that play into your philosophy? Can you have to be agile with your strategy?
Absolutely. We definitely look at the market and see what is really selling and where the trends are going, and we always doing R&D to develop new products. We are currently working with a pancake syrup and trying to make it all natural. And also enhanced drinks where you can drop few drop in a drink water to make drinks and or coffee. We're going to those kind of products.
Good for you. Now, probably more so than any interview I've had in 2 years, I have to ask you this question. So there's a lot of young people out there thinking they might want to go into business. What advice would you want to give these fellow young entrepreneurs that are in their 20s, 30s, that are thinking, I want to do what he did?
Well, it's absolutely possible, first of all. You have to do a few things. First of all, you really need to know, what do you want to do? What is your goal? What do you love to do? And then you really need to learn from the big, powerful companies, just like I did. I worked for Kraft and Kellogg, learned the food business.
You were a sponge to learn everything you could learn.
Absolutely. And you got to go beyond Call of Duty. In other words, don't just do one job. Trying to go and learn more disciplines within the company where you work.
Right.
And you also got to develop some relationship with attorneys, with
mentors,
banks, mentors.
Be a lifelong learner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then go for it, you know.
Mas, I'm afraid we're just about out of time. I could talk to you for a full hour, I swear. We're going to have you back on the program. I just love where you came from and what you've accomplished. Mas Kahn, President and CEO of Subco Foods, thanks for being with us today. You can get more information at www.subcofoods.com. I'm Dick Smith, your host of Playmakers, and now stay tuned for more of Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein.